we're a mystic people. This whole valley was once in touch with the spirituality and beings and other. Am I saying it right? I think the bird checking on me. Kaheshen. Emilius go boloja, bilgoloja, og bajogoshish, ogog. Na achtiohosh, amor ko ijuekug, web salogug. Na wapor, gilgaga. Ukalicha, ijuak. Amaichi, we were always told that this is a sacred place. Coups actually, as a young man, went on a vision quest and saw this place in a vision quest. And he was truly a spiritual man, had vision and foresight in everything that he did. And he saw this place when he went on a vision quest up on what's now called Crazy Woman Mountains. And in that envisionment, that's where we understand that he was visited by a chickadee at first, and then he convinced him to go into a cave, and actually in that vision quest he came out up on the pillar up there, the Castle Rocks we call it. But because of his envisionment of this place, he refused to go any further east. He said, this is the valley that I was supposed to share with little people and to share the sacred spring.
His homestead is around that spring. It's known as Coups Spring now, but it's called Holy Spring. Crows would go there and pray at that spring. See, water's a powerful thing for the Crow people. But spring water is it's like the highest level. For any Crow ceremony, when the water is brought in, it has to be from a spring. So anywhere you go that's special, it's special because you're made from the same thing of it. So it's like recharging yourself, You go there and you can rejuvenate yourself. So places like this where tribes have been coming for thousands of years and generations, it obviously yields good success because people continue to come back, to the point that the state of Montana even recognized that it was special. So it's not just a Crow thing. The state understands it's special, so. When you look at the rock art and then you look at the archaeology that's found, it doesn't connect necessarily to the average person. So you're gonna have very domestic types of archaeology, but then you have warrior motifs in rock art. And it's kind of a weird contrast. So I think that's why rock art's fascinating. Don't come here and allot yourself 10 minutes to run through Pictograph Cave, dedicate a couple of hours to sit here and eat here and laugh with your family. And levity is important, especially to the Crows, and we say that levity has the power to move things. So even in ceremonies, they'll say laugh. You should laugh, tease each other. Leave there with a good feeling, So that's the same idea, I think when people look for spirituality, they look for these major moments, when really spirituality is like this series of little tiny moments. And so the Crows will say you follow that, you follow it. So if you did something that day and that your day was good, you repeat what you've done, repeat it. And you just keep doing that and good things will happen. It's not like winning the lottery. It's like saving $1 every day, eventually it'll get you there. It's the same idea. So places like this can do that for you, Crows believe in the power of landscape because we come from the land. I think people need to understand that Coups was a symbol of an era, but there was leaders of that time that Crow people hold just as valuable. So when you go and visit the park, keep that in mind that there can be 15 Plenty Coups State Parks on the reservation because there was that much leadership at that time. At the hardest time to be a Crow Indian was their lifetime. And the fact that he made it to an old age, as he did with some of his contemporaries, is a pretty good indication of the blood we come from. These people were strong and intelligent. They were able to negotiate treaties and land agreements with not speaking English and make decisions that affected people 4 or 5 generations down the road. So it's important that people understand that Plenty Coups in himself was an important man, but he was also a representative of many other people that were just as important. He was a symbol of it.
This is pretty much our homeland, and this is where Plenty Coups spent his latter years and established. In Crow, we say Bapwa, which means shoot the rock, which is a kind of historic place. This whole valley is covered with folklore and history and the blood that our ancestors have shed. He saw this old man with white hair, dressed in civilian clothes with a reservation hat, and the closer he got, he seemed to recognize this person. And then as he landed, they stood there. He kind of went into a shock or an awe because he was looking at himself. And that's where he woke up. And because of that vision, as a young man, we're still here.
Yeah.